Now we are on the fourth woman. We are second last woman. Bathsheba's story. She is crying out, "Restore me, Lord." So we've got 2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 2 to 5, and 14 and 15, 26 to 27, and then chapter 12, verse 7 to 9, 18, and then 24 to 25. I'm going to read. One evening, David got up from his couch and was walking on the flat roof of the king's palace. And from there he saw a woman bathing, and she was very beautiful in appearance. David sent word and inquired about the woman. Someone said, "Is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" David sent messengers and took her. When she came to him, he lay with her, and when she was purified from her uncleanness, she returned to her house. The woman conceived, and she sent word and told David, "I am pregnant." Verse 14. In the morning, David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it with Uriah. He wrote the letter, "Put Uriah in the front line of the heaviest fighting and leave him, so that he may be struck down and die." Verse 26. When Uriah's wife, Bathsheba, heard that her husband, Uriah, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the time of mourning was past, David sent word and had her brought to his house, and she became his wife and bore him a son. But the thing that David had done with Bathsheba was evil in the sight of the Lord. Chapter 12, verse 7 to 9. Then Nathan said to David, "You are the man, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel. I anointed you as king over Israel, and I spared you from the hand of Saul. I also gave you your master's house and put your master's wives into your care and under your protection. And I gave you the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would have given you much more. Why have you despised the word of the Lord by doing evil in his sight? You have struck down Uriah the Hittite with the sword and have taken his wife to be your wife. You have killed him with the sword of the Ammonites." Verse 18. Then it happened on the seventh day that the child died. David's servants were afraid to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, "While the child was still alive, we spoke to him. He would not listen to our voices. How then can we tell him the child is dead, since he might harm himself?" Verse 24 to 25. David comforted his wife Bathsheba and went to her and lay with her, and she gave birth to a son. And David named him Solomon, and the Lord loved the child. And he sent word through Nathan the prophet, and he named him Jedidiah, beloved of the Lord, for the sake of the Lord who loved the child. So, Bathsheba is showing us when we are healing from being wounded, we need to remain in his love. Let's understand Bathsheba. So her story is complicated. She lost her husband. She lost her child. She was brought into the king's household and slept with her, probably against her will. We see grief. We see misuse of power. She's probably feeling disappointed. She's feeling betrayed. She's feeling ashamed. And she probably feels like just hiding from everyone. And unfortunately, when we are in this place, we also want to hide from God. So the spiritual condition, Bathsheba, is introducing another dimension of suffering that was not chosen. We don't see Bathsheba doing anything. There is nothing that Bathsheba did in this whole story. things were happening to her. She represents us when we are wounded by the actions of others. And this pain often causes us to withdraw, to shut down, to stop trusting God. We are in this place where we are children of God, where we have actually surrendered, but we are taken advantage of. People misuse power, and we are hurt, we are broken. God sees us. And for us to be able to begin healing when we are in this place is to remain in his love. How do you remain in God's love? Call out to your Father and tell him what it is that you're going through. Father, I'm hurting. I'm broken. I don't know what to do with myself, but I know that you see me. Don't close off God because of what is going on. Don't stop trusting God because someone out there misused their power and hurt you. Don't close off God and think that God doesn't see you. Cry out to him. Tell him what is going on in your heart and ask him to heal and restore you. We see God restoring in Joel chapter 2, verse 25. Joel chapter 2, verse 25. Sorry, I have to open my Bible. Chapter 2, verse 25, because I copied it not the way that I wanted to read it. Okay. Verse 25 said, and I will compensate for you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. Another version says, I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. At the end of that verse, it even says, the creeping locust, the stripping locust, and the gnawing locust, my great army which I sent among you. So in other words, even if what is happening was as a result of maybe God did it because David did what he did, God is still saying, I will restore. So whatever it is that you have lost, whatever it is that you feel has been stolen from you, whether it's time, whether it's your youth, whether it's your money, whether it's your children, whatever it is, your family. Some people have lost parents. Whatever was stolen from you, the Lord will restore. He will restore to you the years the enemy has stolen. And he will also restore your dignity. Because if you look at Bathsheba, she could have easily been labeled as a concubine or as the king's prostitute. But she was restored into becoming a wife of David, which means she was made a queen. And not only that, but then she was the one to give birth to the descendant, to the ancestor of Jesus. So God is not only restoring what you've lost, but he's also restoring your dignity. Two minutes. What pain has made remaining with God difficult? What is it that you have gone through that makes you feel like it's difficult to remain with God? I can't stay in this place, Lord. It feels like you can't see what's going on in my life. And then another important question to ask yourself: have I confused surrender to God with surrender to people? So sometimes when we are surrendered to God, because we are generous people, and there are certain aspects of our characteristics that we haven't surrendered to God, the enemy can take advantage of it. And you are in a place where you can't say no to people. Because Bathsheba could have said to David, I'm sorry, King, you are the king. I respect you very much, but I'm a married woman. So what is it that you have confused with surrender? Ask God to heal that place that makes you not able to say no to certain things, because you are confusing this with surrender to God. And then ask yourself, what would it look like to trust God again while healing? I've started my 2 minutes. Let's ask God these questions. Ask yourself, Father, this pain that they are going through, that is difficult for them to trust you, show them that you are with them in that trying time. Show them, Lord, that you will give them direction. Father, speak to them and show them places where they have said yes when they were meant to say no, but also show them what they have lost because of that you are going to restore to them. Show them what it would look like to trust you while they're healing. I thank you, Father, for your restoration, for everything, for everyone who's been through this stage of being taken advantage of because they have surrendered, because they want to do what is right. Lord, restore everything that the enemy has stolen. Restore their dignity.